Do a quick check as well. Chris, welcome in, Chris. Thanks for checking in. Hi, Terry. Welcome in, Terry. Happy Tuesday, Chris and Terry. Welcome in, Mama Warrior. Boy Scout, great to see you. Toronto on the check-in. Hey, Jess. More about Toronto family. Great to see you. Thank you so much for checking in, Jess. Wow, that was a long 5 minutes.
Yes, it was.
How you know how difficult it is to find like free audio that Facebook or YouTube's not going to like strike you on and mute you. It's tough, man. It's tough. Welcome to our show. We've got some amazing guests today. Two heavyweight party rockers on at the same time. So today we're going to talk about both of our guests' beginnings and hopefully learn some lessons on their journey to becoming accomplished streamers. And first of all, I wanted to welcome, of course, our co-host from Atlanta, DJ Lydio G.
Hello.
And from the UK, we have David C. Dennis. Welcome in, David.
Hello, everyone.
And welcome in, Kev G.
What's going on?
So, Kev, forgive me if I'm wrong, but you're hailing from Connecticut. Are you still based there in Connecticut?
Yeah, I'm up north in Connecticut.
Okay, nice.
Mm-hmm.
And David, you're based in South London, am I right?
That's correct. Yeah, South London, UK.
Beautiful. All right. So, is there like a big music scene in South London there, David? Like established artists or DJs or even people on DJs on Twitch from your part of the world?
Yeah, I mean, in recent times, I think two of the biggest artists to come out of South London are Stormzy and Dave. Not too far from. I don't know if you know them across the pond, but they're pretty big.
Stormzy's huge.
Yeah, so Stormzy's from Thornton Heath, not too far from where I live in Clapham right now in South London.
Crazy.
Davis from Strand, which is kind of like the next area to Clapham. So they're pretty big right now. Back in the day when I started DJing, I'm going to age myself here. So in the 90s, back in the 90s, one of my favorite eras, there was a few. We had like a kind of big UK garage house and garage scene. And there was a group called So Solid. So they were from Clapham, Brixton, and Peckham. So the only two areas to this point I've lived in are Brixton and Clapham in South London. And that group I came up with them at the time. So that was the initial music I started to DJ. I'm probably jumping ahead here, but I have my when I was 15 years old, I got the Technics 1200s, the silver ones. Yep. Everyone was on the 1210s, the black ones at the time, and I thought I wanted the 1210s, but when I did my research, I found out the 1200s are more reliable. So I was actually glad in hindsight that I got them, even though they weren't the ones I was looking for. It was just a coincidence. The day I went to the shop Richer Sounds, it was in Croydon, near where Stormzy's from. It was the only one they had in, and I wanted my decks that day. Mm-hmm. You know how it is. Like I wanted them that day. I wanted to get going. When I was 15, I started on the CD mixers, and then graduated soon after, 16 onwards to the Technics 1200s, and just kind of got into it from there. Really got in the studio, got in the clubs and the bars, which I mean, for legal reasons, I'll say that happened when I was 18. Although many may have seen me a couple of years before that time. But so that's kind of how I came into the game.
I can't believe I missed out that Stormzy's from South London, because when I was doing my research, right, and I tried to Google, who's from South London. This is who I came up with.
In the fucking Addison Lee, took her to the Radisson, spent about free. She don't even know her real name. She asked for her friends, pre them a pre.
Yeah, that's all I came up with, man. A shocker. And I did see Stormzy's name. Has Stormzy made any sort of impact in the US? Either Kev or David?
Yeah, Kev would be better placed to answer that.
What was the question? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, is Stormzy's name popped up in the US? Has that made sort of any?
Not for me. I have never heard of him. Yeah.
Okay. So when I talk about like Connecticut, and I was doing some research on Connecticut, I ran into this gentleman here.
Yeah. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Steezo.
Rest in peace. Yeah. And I'm gonna age myself, right? I mean, we know Steezo, man. Steezo is like, So
that was that EPMD era back then.
Yeah,
definitely, because they went to college here. So that's dope.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in your local area, were there any sort of DJs that, you know, inspired you and that you looked up to?
Honestly, all my inspiration came out of New York, came out of watching other rappers, you know what I'm saying, with their DJs, you know, like the Jazzy Jeffs and the Jam Master Jays, and watching guys like that. That's what made me that's what made me took a liking to DJing. Yeah, it wasn't nobody really around here that did that for me. You know.
So I'm just going to invite Lydia. Lydia, did you find any sort of, you got any questions there? I'm going to throw you in the deep end.
Yeah, just whoever wants to answer this first, but to both of you, just tell us about your first gig ever and what it was like.
You could go. You want to go first, Dave?
I'll let you go first, Kev.
All right. Well,
and we're going to try and aid you.
So my first gig, because I started DJing in '97. You know what I mean. So my first gig that put me out there, I did a lot of. You know, I was from Hartford. It's pretty. Yeah, it's a hood. It's hood. You know what I mean. So it's a typical hood city. So I did a barbecue cookout for someone that had a lot of connections with the hood, so to speak. And that right there was what drove the success. You know what I'm saying? Just that one Memorial Day cookout, that's what brought me a lot of business right there. Yep. So that was it for me.
David, yourself, cast your mind back many years.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to name the year. It was in the 90s, so it was around the year Kev's talking about. I think I was 17 years old, and the first, I did a few house parties, and I've been practicing in the studio and at home for a while. So the first real gig I did was at a club. At the time, it was called Emporium. It's on Kingley Street in the West End. I actually walked down that street today. After the work drinks, and it was essentially one of the kind of end of year college, sixth form college type parties. So it was a big event. It was a sellout event, and we had as I mentioned earlier, the So Solid crew, which anyone from London, UK, South London will definitely be familiar with in that era. So luckily, being from the area, I had a connection to the group, so I got a good price on them. So I was DJing and promoting at the event, and it was my first big event as well. So it was a sellout event. We had about 350 people there, and it did really well. And we actually had, at the time, the whole group in the venue. There was a song that hadn't come out yet called 21 Seconds. And we actually had 9 of the group. It was a big group, but 9 of the key members of the group all going back to back on the microphone over the instrumental for a song no one had ever heard before. So again, a lot of people that have been to that night really remember that well. So that was kind of my entry into the IRL game, which was quite a high level at the time.
And things were different then, right? Because you didn't have CD players, you didn't have MP3s, it was all vinyl. And all I remember from the 90s was being broke every week, because, of course, the record companies, you had to beg them to give you promos, and it was really tough to get put onto their promo list. So here I am spending pretty much all of what I've earned during the week on music, on records, right? So, yeah, you had to love music and DJing and be committed to it to actually be a DJ. Whereas it's like, like for yourself, Kev G, how different have DJs now got it as opposed to back in the day?
I mean, I spent a lot of money back then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got stuff, I was in a couple record pools. You got service from certain record labels that wanted to give you service. You had to be a big name in order to get those big records. So I spent a lot of money every week traveling from Connecticut, going up to New York, hitting up different record stores. And I was spending a few $100s every single week. I mean, it was just, it was something what I had to do. I mean, it was the you know, it was I'm a hustler, so I was really into you know making it happen. So I had you know that drive. I was like, I'm gonna spend this money because I seen the bigger picture. I knew what it was gonna do. You know what I mean? So that's how I used to do it.
I just wanted to compare prices in the US. How much was it for a 12-inch? And were you into the whole dual 12 inches, like 2 copies of the same 12? Were you
Yeah.
doing that as well?
So for me, 12 inches, $4.99.
Yeah.
$5.99 sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you buy 2 copies, that's $10 right there. Back then, whole albums, man, there was a couple spots I would get whole albums for like maybe $9.99, $12.99 at the most. You know what I'm saying? The prices were pretty reasonable, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you had the white labels. White labels, for those that don't know, were, you know, the exclusive joints that you would hear on mixtapes back then. They would press them on a white label. So those were a little bit more money, maybe $8 for a white label, but it was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what record store you go to.
And what was like keeping up with music like for you, David? And yo, talking of exclusive, right? I would commonly see the UK have different pressings or versions as opposed to the US. So, you know, and back in the days, you know, what was it like for you trying to keep up with music? And you know, what were you actually playing back in those days? Like,
Yeah, no, agree with Kev on the price. And I think in the UK, we're probably like about £1 more, which is technically a lot more because at that time, the currency difference, the pound was strong. It's not what it was or what it is today, which is pretty similar to the dollar right now. But yeah, you know, the only difference in what Kev was saying, I think it was about £1 more for your singles, but the white labels used to go for a lot more over here. You're talking 9, 10, 11, 12, even 15 pounds, because people would pay for it because they used to press in low volumes to drive up the demand until the singles got released. So me, I was one of those guys that like I would find out the day it's coming out, which record shop, you know, and where, because it wasn't always the same record shop, you know, you had to be on point, you know, and a lot of people used to go to the like Uptown Records or West End DJ and all these the popular record shops, but sometimes you'd have to go to a dub vendor in Clapham Junction or Ladbroke Grove or find an obscure record shop if you wanted to get the record you wanted on time. And if you didn't get it within the first 3 days, you might have to wait for release, which meant at the time you weren't popping. You know, if you haven't got those vinyls in the clubs.
So I used to spend so much money in the stores, you know, most of the record stores would put those white labels to the side for me. So they knew what I was looking for. So, you know, I would get first dibs sometimes on those white labels. They would call me and be like, hey, this is coming in. This is coming in. Do you want it? If not, you know, I'll sell it. You know what I mean? So that's how we did. Hey, before we move on, can we shout out the chat? You know, this Twitch, we got to shout out.
That was what I was watching the chat moving. I was thinking, damn, we better shout them out.
I see a lot of my team in the building, and we got to shout them out for real, for real.
Yeah.
I see. Let me see. The Vena's in the building. Victor B's in the building. Olga's in the building. Mahmoud, Raz, Bay Area Bread's in the building. Let's see who else is here. Shouts out to Terry the Angel. Big supporter. DJ OE. Jelly. Gels is in the building. DJ Spartacus is in the building. Shoot. Mr. Drew UK. That's my guy right there. DJ Diamond Lee. Shouts out to your ma, Siempre Amor. You could shout out some Dave.
Yeah, we've got a lot of familiar friends, Kev.
I was about to say.
Can't forget Prodigy in the building too.
Yeah, of course. You know, if we forget Bibby, it's going to be a problem. He's going to be body rolling all the way to that phone, and we're going to get those messages.
Shouts out to Elise, I see you.
Yes. So no, definitely, I see Team DCD up in here. Joy Lex, Olga, Julia, I see you. And shout out to my DJs United families. You've said a lot of the names there. You know, Diamond Lee, OE, Prodigy, DJ, Mr. Drew UK, Lady Prestige. If I've missed anyone, pop up in the chat, remind me. But it's great to see So many in the chat. The best lady, Brown Eyes, DJ ZP. That's my guy right there. Bless up, everyone.
So, you know what? I'm going to skip down to the questions about your community because I think it's like a perfect time, Lydia G. So, David, how important was the community or a group of supporters to your success as a Twitch streamer? Silly question, right? But I've got to ask it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you asking it. It's an obvious question, but an important question. You know, for me, it's everything. Like at the end of the day, I'd probably be streaming if there was 5 people in the room or 100 people in the room. But the difference is, you know, when you get the numbers in the room, but also the quality of viewership is vital as well. You know, people that understand good music, that understand good DJing. I like to think I'm part of that proposal. Have good energy, positive vibes, engage with you and each other in the right way, in a positive way. Like-minded people, you know, that represents my community, you know, as a whole. And I feel like a real blessing to have an international community, especially in the UK, in London, but also in the US and Canada as well as a few spread around the world. So it's a true blessing. And it's some people tell me I make a big difference to them, but sometimes they don't realize how much they make a difference to me.
Amen. Did you have to switch things up as a UK DJ?
Yeah.
To you know, to be maybe a bit more palatable for the US market.
I did, yeah. Initially, I did it to grow. To be honest with you, you know, I came in playing UK garage, a little bit of house, funky house, grime, drill, and I was enjoying it. But you know, I had a limited audience, and I couldn't really get on raid trains. That's why I started the back-to-back raid train. I'm sure we'll talk about that later. But amongst other things, you know, so I started to, you know, I was a big dancehall fan, so we played a lot of reggae and dancehall from day one anyway. But I noticed to get on a lot of raid trains, which is the quickest and probably easiest way to grow, I started playing hip hop and R&B, which at first I was like, hip hop, I love listening to hip hop. That's probably the #1 genre I listen to. But as an actual DJ, and even to this point, I would say it's my weakest genre. You know, I enjoy it. I'll play it. I'll do my best, and people tend to enjoy it. But I tend to play a lot of bangers, have a good time. R&B, soul, I'm getting stronger with. You know, being on Soul Train, being on Soul to Soul Wednesdays, and those types of raid trains have helped me kind of grow in that regard and grow the demand for it. And I found in playing the type of genres of music as a means to get on certain raid trains and grow actually has led me to really enjoy these genres. And now I just look at myself as an open format DJ. You know, even sometimes I go live, I don't even know what I'm going to play. So that makes it more interesting and exciting for me, and hopefully for the audience as well.
And Kev G, did you have to switch things up? You know, keeping in mind.
I mean, I was big on hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, being in the hood environment, I played a lot of hood music. You know what I'm saying? So I was that DJ that would thug the club out. You know what I'm saying? And before I came to Twitch, we was on Facebook, you know, rocking over there, doing lives over there. And I was still doing what I was doing in the club, playing a lot of hip hop over there. But when I came to Twitch, I learned fast that hip hop doesn't move. Well, for me, it didn't move like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm all about my numbers. You know what I'm saying? So if I see my numbers slip, oh, it's time to switch it up. It's just like being in a club. If that crowd starts acting different with what you're playing, I'm switching it up. So if I see my numbers dip because of something I'm playing, it's time to move from that. So I switched up big time, and I was never a big R&B head until I came to Twitch. Now, 4 out of 6 of my streams, I'm pretty much playing nothing but R&B. You know what I'm saying? The other 2, I'll do hip hop, and you know what I'm saying, pretty much the 4 out of 6 is all R&B. All R&B. That's it. R&B always wins. And it was one of the best decisions I could have made because it spoke for itself. Numbers don't lie. You know?
Like I tuned in the other day, and you had a good solid couple of hours on hip hop, and then bang, I saw you switch it up. You went Latin, then you went a bit of R&B.
Oh
and,
yeah,
yeah,
Friday
man.
night. Yes, yes,
Friday
yes.
night.
So yeah, Friday night is Friday nights for me is I treat it like the club. You know what I'm saying? I'm on from 10 to 2 in the morning. So those 4 hours I wanted to feel like the club. So you're playing a lot of hip hop in the club. You might play a little bit of R&B that some of that stuff, but I try to stick to hip hop on Fridays. And this past Friday, yeah, switched it up to, because I used to do what was called island hop on Fridays, but that's another genre that I feel like if you don't have that audience, reggae and Latin music, I see my numbers dip fast as soon as I start playing reggae. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, this shit is dope. I like these joints. But when you see your numbers dip 40, 50 people, you're like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't be playing reggae. You know what I mean? So I switched up my Fridays because that's what Fridays was. It was island hop. I would play all reggae and Spanish music. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I wasn't happy. I always want to grow my channel. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't want to move backwards. So I got to move with it.
Just real quick. And I kind of want both of you to bounce off of this, but the DJ culture itself, right? So before I met Wicked and the group that we were dealing with, I kind of started to lose interest in DJing because I just feel like the culture here in the United States is falling off. But by meeting Wicked and some other people in other parts of the world, it let me know that the culture is really, really alive in the UK, out in Australia, in Canada. Even though that's like next door, Canada is off the chain with the DJ culture. In the US, I don't know if it's just super saturated or what, but to me, it was kind of falling off. So to each of you, what's your thoughts on that statement I just made?
I mean, I definitely agree with what you're saying. I stepped away from the game for about 5 years because of the way the music business was going, and coming back out of retirement, and then literally 9 months later, the pandemic starts, and I'm on Twitch, or I'm on Facebook. Then come to Twitch, I see things at a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? You see those overseas. I mean, I always knew that overseas they loved hip hop over there. I always knew that. You know what I'm saying? Japan rocks with hip hop heavy. I used to see videos of parties from overseas where they party better than where hip hop technically was born. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, why can't we have parties like that over here? So I always knew that the culture, you know what I'm saying, in those different countries, they embraced hip hop so much more than we did from my eyes. And yes, I think our market in the US is a little saturated because there is a million DJs, you know what I'm saying, fighting for the same crowds.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll add to that is, in my days on the scene, the main thing that kind of brought my run at the time to an end was there was an issue with UK garage music, which was the main genre I played at the time, where interestingly, it wasn't viewed as the most aggressive genre. You could argue that's hip hop, especially if you listen to the lyrics, and even rock and other genres. But in the late 90s, early 2000s, you were not allowed to play UK garage in the West End clubs and bars, which is where I played my music. I see, Suleiman and Juliet in the chat. Easy P, you probably know this as well, across the UK. And to be honest, the reason was people coming in and shooting up the clubs when they were playing this music. So I couldn't play my main genre in the clubs and bars, and the nights I was involved in promoting kind of faded away. So eventually on the promotion side, I came back in the game, for those kind of mellow R&B dancehall type nights. Again, dancehall, if you listen to the lyrics, you could argue is far more aggressive than UK garage or any particular tune. But yeah, that was the way of the time. So I guess that kind of created a disconnect for me. And like Kev saying, I stepped out of the game for over 10 years, because I was like, I can't play my genre. I don't want to play anything, and when Twitch came up, without kind of turning too far left, it gave me the opportunity to play my genre and related genres, and also expand my kind of versatility and my the palette I had for music, and share it with other people. So I was glad that I had the opportunity. I didn't jump on as a viewer. I jumped on Twitch early, and the reason I started to stream on Twitch is because I wasn't hearing enough of the music that I wanted to hear. So I figured maybe that's something that others want to hear as well. So if you listen to a lot of my sets, like even on Monday, I'm playing a lot of UK music. I'm trying to mix it up, not necessarily just house and garage, but it could be, hip hop, R&B, Afrobeat type blend. And that's what you hear from the likes of, Dave and Stormzy and Heady One and so on. But yeah, if I wasn't hearing it, I figured other people might want to hear it. And that's how I kind of came into Twitch. But from then, it's been an evolution from that point. But yeah, I stepped out of the game because if I couldn't do what I wanted to do, I didn't want to be part of it.
And so talking of stepping out of the game, I just want to show this.
Stay laced in the best, well dressed with the white tee. Dog girl who fly and talk so nicely. Put her in the coupe so she can feel the nice breeze. We can drive through the city, no doubt, but don't say my car.
So give me a bit of background about you going out and then coming back in again.
So that was the day I came out of retirement. I recorded that. I hadn't touched the turntable in 5 years. I didn't even have a turntable. I still got all my vinyl. I kept my laptop and stuff like that, but I didn't even have a turntable. My man, I put him on years before I retired. So as soon as I told him I was coming out of retirement, he was like, yo, I got something for you. He gave me a 1200 and the best rain mixer at the time. What was it? The 57. That was the greatest mixer, man. When that joint first came out, man, I was so mad when they discontinued that. So he gave me one of those, and as soon as I came home, hooked it up, and that was the first blend that came to my mind right there. And mind you, I hadn't touched turntables or nothing in 5 years, and that was the greatest feeling right there ever.
Crazy. So lost my spot there for a second.
Don't worry. While you regain your spot, can I just give a shout out to Kev G? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to give you a shout out, Kev G. And you don't know what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it.
Appreciate it.
So there was one time there was a Hippomay raid on the Friday. So Prodigy puts on, shout out to Prodigy. Bibby, as we call him,
Bibby Brown.
Yeah, the Bibby Brown. He put me on Hippomay Friday, and I was after Kev G. And I was thinking, like, if I have some decent numbers, I want to go a bit longer, And turned out I went for about 12 and a half hours. Okay.
Oh, I remember that night.
Yeah. But I couldn't sleep. Sometimes, like, for whatever reason, your adrenaline or whatever reason, I couldn't sleep. So Kev, I was in your stream from the start, right? Yeah. And you did a long stream as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Olga was there, and Bearer Bread, Davina, you were all there. Everyone was there, right? I was like, man, Kev is bringing the heat. If you haven't been to Kev G stream, what are you doing with your life? First of all, right? You got to be there for that energy.
They got to fix their life.
Yeah. You know what? In fact, you know what?
Throw that emote in the chat right now. Fix your life. Throw that in the chat.
But so I was in Kev G stream for 2-3 hours. So my idea was, I might try and go for a while today. Let's start off mellow. I was thinking maybe 80s. Early 90s hip hop or R&B or something like that. And man, Kev was bringing that heat. You know how Kev be, yeah? Kev was party rocking throughout. I was like, man, he's like if he started in the fifth gear, he didn't leave fifth gear. That was minimum, sixth gear. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go slow. I want to try and go long and see what we can do. Anyway, a long story short, I don't want to bore you. So Kev gave me a nice raid, so thanks for that, Kev. And your people stayed, you know, and that's the difference. Like, you know, and I guess, you know, I have to take some credit for that, but I've got to give you a thank you for that, because your people stayed. And on that day, you know, I went for 12 plus hours, and my average was 125 for 12 plus hours. And that day was a big contributor to me unlocking the partner application. Now, you know, I'm not a partner, and I'm not saying I'm going to become partner or anything else. But that was one of my goals this year. I had 3 goals this year to unlock the partner application. So I have to give a big thank you to DJ Prodigy and Kev G for supporting with that. And for getting on the Soul Train, Raid Train. That was one I wanted to get on. And also being part of DJ D-Man's Beats for a Cure.
Yeah.
You know, I remember watching that last year, and I wasn't on. And I was like, man, I'd love to be on. I'd love to be a part of this. I'd love to support, you know. And it was funny, you know, me and D-Man connected real close after that. And I remember within 2 months, he said, there's not going to be a Beats for Cure without DCD. And that was my 3rd goal this year. And I've achieved all my goals. I still have more goals. You know, I still want to grow, maybe one day become partner. But right now, my focus is just growing my community, having fun and sharing the music I love with the people. So, yeah, I just wanted to thank you for that, Kev. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. You're welcome. But that's, you know, that's the beauty of Twitch. If you're a DJ and you got goals, Twitch is the place to be, because you can meet those goals so easily if you put your mind to it and work hard, man, and stay consistent. You could knock those goals out with no problem, man. And that's what I give. That's the little gem I give to everybody out there, man. Just stay consistent. You know what I'm saying? Because them goals could be met. It don't take nothing to it. Once you don't know what's going to happen until you go live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once you go live, just put that pedal to the metal, keep it moving, man.
I just want to do a couple of shout outs to people in the chat as well. I see quite a few people have turned up as well. Essence 22, shout out to you, MC2J Man, who's doing his push for partnership. And especially a massive shout out to DJ Diamond Lee. DJ Diamond Lee, the driving force behind DJs United, man. Respect to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I want to segue into this, actually. This is interesting. I'm dying to play this.
Wow.
What is going on here?
Oh my God.
Damn. Talking of open format, what's going on there, man?
All right, you know, yeah. Look, I've been keeping this show around my side. I think it's time to have it. So.
Shot time.
Yeah, 12 o'clock. Cheers, everyone.
I got my water. I'll have a shot of water with you.
And I'm gonna show you the water.
Yes,
sir.
Wow.
So yeah, that was actually the Soul Train. I can see some people in the chat that were actually at the event. My sis DJ Lady Prestige, she was in that video there. How did you get that? They're on my actual that's my camera work right there. Well, I guess not the one where I'm actually dancing, but
I'm the king of the trolls, man. I'm the king of the trolls. I go scrolling
that's
through.
good research right there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the Soul Train IRL. Shout out to Volatile. He did that. I'll give you a little story from that now. I mean, there's a lot of stories, but the one I'll share with you is when I met I know DJ LV, right? Yep. So he just went up. He did like a UK garage set, which, as you can probably tell from what I'm saying, really got my attention. Yep. And especially he wasn't from the US, and I heard him make a comment to DJ P, I think it was, and he said, I've only seen 5 of these songs before, which told me, was that even his playlist? Did he take someone else's playlist and just go and do a live Soul Train set, which was streaming on Twitch and also to the crowd? And that's what I understood what happened. I said, you know what? I need to get this guy on my Ray Train. You know, so he's told the story many a time, right? I didn't waste no time. I went up to say, "Hey, bro, how you doing? My name's David. See, Dennis, you might not know who I am." Because I know who you are. So you know who I am. Okay, listen, you know what? I've got this Ray Train. Okay, it's called the back-to-back Ray Train. I'm gonna need you on it. Yeah. So I said, look, you might not know about it. He just stopped me, he cut me off. He goes, "It's cool, I'm on." And I went, "Do you drink?" He goes, "Well, yeah." I went, like, "No, do you drink? He goes, "No, I drink." I said, "Let's drink." You know, so we went straight to the bar. And
Yes,
LV tells this story way better than I ever can. He talks about there being like a dozen tequilas around him, and then I walked off, which isn't actually true. I walked off to get more people to have more shots. You know, at this point, you get to that point in the night or the day where it's go time, right? So we're going in now. Chanel B was there as well. I don't think Chanel's here right now, yeah, but it was go time. And he agreed with this one point. I said, "These are some kiddie shot glasses." I went, we need the big shot glasses. You know, if we're not going to have them, we're going to need several shots each.
Man.
So yeah, shout out to LV. That was when the day we sealed the deal with getting them on the back-to-back Ray Train.
I don't know if I can hang with you, man. What you drink?
Oh no, Kev, we got.
What's your poison? What's your poison?
I drink Hennessy. What you drink?
I drink everything. Like so,
everything.
Like, right, so I'll tell you, like right now, I'm about to finish. Do you guys drink rum? So we got the Appleton Estate.
Oh Lord,
that's probably like one, maybe two shots left in that. So I just had one.
Yeah.
We're about to finish that. We got, but just in case, I don't know. We got the tequila. Yeah, we got the tequila. We got the Mexican hat on top. We've got that as a backup. And then just a regular vodka.
I'm saving this right here for Thanksgiving right here. I'm saving the white honey.
I don't blame you.
Saving that for Thanksgiving. I'm not even opening that yet.
I'm sorry, Kev, real quick, because I keep hearing Dave talk about people that are in the chat right now that were there at some of those important times. So I'll start with you. Yep. Name some of your day oneers, like people that was with you at the beginning and are still with you.
On Twitch, as far as on Twitch,
people came with you.
Oh man, shoot. Off the top, because a lot of them, I mean, everybody that's in the chat right now has been rocking with me definitely over a year, but it's because I've been on Twitch for 2 years. Trying to think of some of the people that got my first subscribers. They're still there. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of a lot of names off the top of my head, but I do have a lot of people that are at the 24-month mark when they subscribe, the 23 mark, 22-month mark. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of people that are still have been rocking with me since 2020. You know what I'm saying? Some people left Twitch or whatever for whatever reasons. Some people might just not like me anymore. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But I do got a lot of gels. Yeah, one of my mom's gels, she's day one. See, she's from here. So I know her outside of Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So I do got a lot of I do have some people that were there from day one that I do know outside of just being on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there is a, you know, and Davina, I'm not with the shit. Stop it. Talk about with the shits. But, you know, I just keep it a buck, man. Some people don't rock with me no more. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. You can't stop, you know. Yeah.
You know what? Can I comment on that? Is that allowed? Yeah. Just respecting the rules. I think what I would say about Kev is Kev's real, right? Kev's a real one, so he keeps 100. So some people aren't prepared for that, or they're not about that. And my view on that is that's their problem. Like if you want filtered comments and information and music, that's fine. That's what the radio is for, and I'm sure there's certain streamers that can accommodate you. But when I go to Kev's stream, I know what I'm getting. Right, I'm getting that energy, the party rocker. I'm getting the bangers, multiple genres, and I'm getting some real talk. And if you're not down for that, you're probably in the wrong place. But I wouldn't just say in Kev's stream. Probably, the communities I'm familiar with.
Yeah,
that's what we're all about. That's why we're here. You know, we're used to that filtered shit. This isn't Elon Musk's Twitter out here. This is Twitch, you know, and we just want to just give people who we are, and if it's for them, amazing. If not, no problem. There's many streamers, but you know, for me, I think the proposition that Kev provides for the community is one of the best in the game. So,
I got some loyal. My party rock is a real loyal. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, they're loyal. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some of the people that rock with me, you might not see them in anywhere else, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you know, they support who they want to support. Some people support everybody, but then you got those that just want to support that one person or those two people that they really rock with. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? So big ups to my my party rocker fam in the building, you know.
Thank you so much for the gift sub, DJ Diamond Lee. Appreciate it. So, gentlemen, did you focus on building your community, or did it kind of just happen organically on its own, or how did things happen when you first came on Twitch, David?
Me first. Okay.
Yep.
I mean, when I first started, like, you know, I'd been out the game for a long time. Honestly, when I first got a controller, I thought it was a cheat code. You know, I was like, is this allowed? Like, how are they allowing people to do this?
Right.
You know, because, you know, I'd been out the game 10 plus years, so I didn't know what a controller was. And, you know, I was seeing, you know, I talked about the genres I wanted to play. I ain't going to call out no names, but I was seeing certain DJs and I was like, man, this might not be for you, bro. But I was like, you know, I'm going to give this a go and see how I get on. And if I don't do well, I might just have a good time. And if other people do too, great. So I got a controller. I had a Hercules 500. I don't know if anyone's had that. That was my shout out to Elvin.
Oh, wow. That's now you're really aging yourself.
Yeah, I'm pretty more acknowledging my bank account at the time, you know, more than anything, right? So, you know, you do what you can, right? So I got a Hercules 500. I was like, okay. I was making it work, though. I was working at Hercules, right? And I'm on a Rev 7 now. I want to say that, you know, I'm on a Rev 7 right now.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah, and I'd never used Pioneer before. I was like, they've got all these effects and all. What is this? Again, I was like, is this okay? I was like checking with people, you know, to say some of them Technics 1200s, like old school. I'm like, my needle's off, my needle's broken, like, you know, like the technical side. And you know, for me, it made it kind of easier, but also if you're streaming, it helps, right? Because you can focus on a lot more, right? You can focus on the chat, engaging with the chat, the flow of the stream, and any problems that might arise. So, you know, I don't know if the answer. What was the question? Sorry. Oh, did you talk about community? Yeah. So yeah, circling back. Sorry. We turn left. I'll play DJ OE. You always talk about.
I'm glad you remembered. I forgot.
Yeah. So building a community. So yeah, I started with a handful in my room. It slowly built up, and then I think there was a few turning points for me. He's not here, but big up DJ Ray Domingo. He was giving me a lot of support in the early days. He gave me my first ever raid. You know, shout out to that different DJ as well. A lot of the UK DJs, especially DJ Easy P on the technical side, he's given me a lot of advice and help that, you know, as to help me get to another level. He's an amazing DJ. And I would say my DJs United family, you know, so, you know, we're just a group of DJs from different parts of the world. You know, shout out to Diamond Lee, OE Prodigy, Mr. Drew, and many others. If you're in the chat, Dubkush, I see you. If you're in the chat, pop up now. Don't blame me for not saying your name if you're being quiet. You know, for helping me kind of just supporting each other, you know, just supporting each other, giving advice, giving constructive feedback, you know, sending a raid here and there, jumping on a raid here and there. And most importantly, and I have to say this, my team DCD, you know, there's some incredible mods, and I know Kev G has some, but my team DCD, and many of them in the chat now, Olga, Joy Lex, you know, we've got Mimi Berry, Lex Diamonds, GJ, Nikhil, Les, of course, Patrina, Carla, you know, that's our team DCD, and the support they give me, not just in terms of being in the stream, but also offline, it has been immense. And I think that between Team DCD, DJs United, and my UK fam, and us growing our family around the world with the US and Canada and everyone in between, that's how I've been able to grow. And I appreciate everyone that's been part of that.
That's dope. That's dope.
You yourself, DJ Kev.
What's the question?
Yeah, the question. Did you actually focus on building a community like it was a part of a strategy, or did it just organically happen to you?
So for me, coming from Fakebook, I
wait. Can we throw out some flames for Kev G the Pie Rocker for this Fakebook comment? I think I'm never gonna call it anything else.
I can't help
now.
but to call it Fakebook.
I hear you, bro.
Welcome in, Alex.
So I had, you know, we was moved like, man, we was partying over there from my first stream right after the pandemic started in March, all the way till Facebook shut us down. Fakebook shut us down on October on October 1st was when they shut us down. I'll never forget it. They was like, oh, you know, your account will be deleted if you play music or some shit like that. So I had to find a home. So I told everybody, I'm like, just give me a couple weeks. I'm gonna figure out where we're gonna go and we're gonna move this party. So I was skeptical about Twitch. I had already created an account, never watched the Twitch stream, never did anything on Twitch. So I say, you know what? Let's do it. I went over to Twitch, finally watched it. I was like, okay, maybe this will work. And it did. You know, my first stream, I only had like, I'm not going to say only because it, you know, for a lot of people that's just starting, having an average of 23 on your first stream is great. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't see that. You know what I'm saying? And it's been uphill ever since then. And it's all about building that community. You know what I'm saying? Giving people what they want and them telling other people that, yo, this is where you need to be and staying consistent. You know what I'm saying? That right there is going to help build that community. If you don't stay consistent, they're not going to be loyal like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to know exactly when you're going to be on, what days of the week you're going to be on, and they revolve their life around that. You know what I'm saying? So you want to give them what they want. You know, yes, and we're on the road to 14,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm not stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna keep building this, and it's organic. You know what I'm saying? No bought followers, no bought bots, none of that. You know what I'm saying? It's all real shit. You know what I mean?
Are we gonna talk about bots today?
That's a whole nother conversation, man. We don't even have enough.
How long we got?
We don't even have enough time for that.
Right, you know? All I would say is, you know, you DJs and streamers using bots, we see you.
Oh yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
But it is what you know.
We see you.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, you know what? Whatever poison you choose to take, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't bring it my way. You know what I'm saying? Just don't raid me with those bots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it.
I want to talk about the different approaches that I see, like different strategies streamers have, right? So some streamers will stay on for like marathons, streamathons, you know, in the hope that they can capture enough viewers during that time to, you know, help their statistics. And then you've got others that'll just sit on raid trains and you know, all different strategies.
So Kev, let me touch on that, because that's perfect right there. So
let's go, Kev.
So especially when, you know, it was the time for me to push for partner. You know what I'm saying? It was that was my strategy. I wanted to stay on longer because you were chasing that number. You know what I'm saying? You're not guaranteed to get raids when you go on, but if you do stay on, you're opening yourself for those raids. If you're not in raid trains, you know what I'm saying? Raid trains are great. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my numbers in the early days, I wasn't doing a lot of raid trains. I only had one raid train that I did every Sunday. All my other streams was just me going live with my regular schedule. You know what I'm saying? But man, I'm losing the train of thought. I'm getting old, man. Holy shit.
But you talking about when you, Kev, you talking about when you was on the path to partner and
your strategy to help your numbers.
It was you know, I would do long streams. I don't stream less than two hours. I don't do 1 hour streams. I won't do it because first of all, that doesn't give my community enough time to come. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if I choose a time that they're not familiar with. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 7:00 p.m. this time right here, 8:00 on the East Coast for me. These times work for me. So if I go live at 5 or 6, it's not going to be lucrative for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I might only have the numbers from the raid. So I need to stay on. So not to be big-headed, cocky, or nothing like that. But if anybody asks me to be in a raid train, the first thing I say is, can I get 2 hours? If I could get 2 hours, then I could be in your raid train. You know what I'm saying? Because I need that 2 hours. Even though I'm not pushing for partner no more, I already got that. I still like to see good numbers. I still want my regular community to be able to tap in. You feel what I'm saying? They pay those monthly subscriptions. So when I'm on, I want them to be able to be on.
So what's that sweet spot, both for yourself and David?
So for me,
I'll let Kev start that
one. Nighttime for me works 7, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, my weekends, I do 2 streams, Friday and Saturday at 10 p.m. So that works for me. Morning streams, I wish I could be home during the day because morning streams for me, great. I just did my 2-year anniversary. Every stream I've done during the day, they've been long streams because I could be on all day and they were great. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, 200 average, you know, high, close to 200, whatever the case may be. It was always a good thing. You know what I mean? Being on during the day because I have built relationships with a lot of people. You feel what I'm saying? As far as other streamers. So if you build these relationships with people, they see you on, when it's time for them to raid out, they might be like, you know what, let's bring the party over here. Because they know they're confident with bringing their community over there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to build that relationship with other streamers.
Yeah.
Got to.
David, your strategy, sweet spot in terms of days, timers of days, length of stream.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a bit of a different position to Kev. Obviously, Kev's already a partner. You know, he kind of has like certain times that work best for him. For me, in terms of time wise, we're talking about probably let's talk Eastern time zone because it'd be easier for everyone to understand. Somewhere between 3 and 6 Eastern. So I don't have a set time. I'm normally on raid trains, to be honest. They're normally my raid train. But you know, I have gone through phases where I've done a show and done it for a consistent period of time. But you know, where it gets difficult when you're trying to grow and when numbers become important, you can't just pop up and do what you want when you want.
Nope.
You know, and it's not, you know, like a financial decision. It's a strategic decision where it just doesn't make sense. And I've done it before. You know, there's been my friends that have been pushing. I've popped up on a Friday and a Saturday evening, which probably isn't the best idea. You know, I've only come on for half an hour to an hour. I've sent them 20, 25 people, but then my average is 15 to 20, and I've butchered my whole month, you know. And now I wouldn't change what I did because I did it for a purpose. And as long as anything you do with a purpose, for me, it's okay. But, you know, in general, I just want to make sure there's more balance in my decision making. So, again, even if I'm kicking off a raid, fine, let me give it some promotion. Even if it's the day before, just letting people know, look, I'm going to be on this time. If you're available, come through. And the main thing for me is I don't want anyone to miss my stream if they're available, right? If they don't want to come to my stream, or if they can't come to my stream, or if there's a stream they'd rather be in, I'm totally okay with that. What I don't want is none of those reasons are true, and it's my fault because I didn't organize myself correctly or set up my stream in the correct way, and that's a responsibility I have to myself and my community to make sure I get right. So again, that's kind of the way I look at it. So I typically do raid trains. I usually do 1 hour. I should do 2 hours. Kev is 100% correct. But, the raid train I run is back to back. It's currently on a Monday. It used to be Monday, Wednesdays. Got Wednesday coming up. But, for me, the raid train is twofold. It's about building and growing. So, building those that are kind of at a certain level and growing those that are on the come up, And I guess someone like myself is kind of in between those two layers. And trying to break through as others are, and I hope we can all grow together. But again, it's a kind of a crossroads sometimes where you want to stream longer, but it's easy to say that. Like the day Kev raided me, if I went for 12 hours and averaged 40 people, my whole year is done, right? Like statistically, and that was a risk I ran, and I know I spoke to Easy P about this. It so happens I had a big average, but it didn't need to go that way. It could have gone the other way. But one thing I will say though is I prioritize playing good music and having fun ahead of statistics. Now, I don't forget about statistics. I'm conscious of them. I do want good numbers. But again, I guess it's because maybe like Kev, is this fair? Like I guess I'm like a part-time streamer. You're like a full-time streamer. I almost like, I almost look at myself like a good amateur and a professional in this context, and I'm aware of that, so I'm trying to do the best I can with the time I have, with the community I have, and grow as best I can, and that's where it is. And before I forget, because a lot of my community are here, shout out to Juliet Solomon, Best Lady, Easy P, I see you, brother. And Brown Eyes, all of you, I see you in the chat. Thanks for being here. Let's go.
Shout out to Ms. Tori and Cuts the DJ as well. Thanks for checking in, guys. And Essence 22. And I swear there's like more people that are coming here for you as well, Kev, in the chat that I haven't picked up. I've missed them.
Shouts out to my guy, Dig'em Smack. Dig'em Smack 1975. That's my guy right there.
There he is. Yeah. So I want to do a quick shout out as well to DJ Dub Kush and DJ Easy P. I'm hunting for you guys, man. I've been dying to get you guys on the show. So let me know if I can, and Spartacus as well. Let me know if I can catch up with you guys a bit later on. So I want to talk about these two things here. Let me just quickly play this.
That you say and study the way that you play music. Because there's so many DJs that start out as like the modern DJ, and it's like they start out with how do I beat match, but I'd actually rather you started out in how do I play a good selection of music.
Wow.
So when I heard that resonated with me, right? Because that took me back to when I first began, and the guy that hired me didn't give a shit if I could scratch or was a turntables or anything like that. He just wanted to know what music I played. So your thoughts about that, please, gentlemen. David, please. Your thoughts about...
Am I kicking off?
Yeah, you kick off.
All right. So first of all, I think it's more important the music you play than how you play it, as a starting point. Now, you can't just play good music and be shit. Can we swear on the show?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I done cussed a few times, and you just now asking.
Yeah. Sorry, I might have as well. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we talked about vaginas last week and anal entries. So
have another shot, Dave. Have another shot, man.
You know what? It's lined up, Kev. Cheers. Yeah, we're gonna finish this Appleton tonight. Yeah,
there we go.
Let's go. Cheers, everybody.
And I swear, when we started talking about all the other stuff last week, Lydia was sliding out the exit door. He was like, right, I don't want any part of this.
Hold up.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
okay. All right. Sorry, what was your question?
So my question is, how important is music selection as opposed to technical stuff, right? Like,
Okay, yeah. So this is my view. I'm actually interested in Kev's answer, but my view is, first of all, the starting point is playing good music, right? Because if you're not playing good music, it doesn't matter how well you mix it. Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna vibe with that or respond well to that. Now, you can't play good music and be whack, because there's a balance to be had here. Now, you don't need to be, a DMC compare, to like for me personally, I don't like Kev is a far more technical DJ than my style, right? He'll do a lot more scratching, a lot more blends and so on, right? But that doesn't mean you have to have that style to be a good DJ. Everyone has their own style, and as long as you can make that work, you're playing good music in a good way, it can work, and more importantly, we aren't the judge and the jury, the people are, be that
Exactly.
our audience are on Twitch or in the clubs and bars. So you could think you're lit, you could think you're hot, and if no one else agrees, you're wrong, right? So again, that would be my point. I guess you have to play good music as a starting point, but then how you play that good music will determine how successful you are.
Big facts. Big facts. I've how can I say it? Music selection is key. You know what I'm saying? Playing the right records at the right time is big. You know what I'm saying? Being able to, you don't have to be a scratching DJ. You don't have to be a battle style DJ. You know what I'm saying? Just being able to blend two records to make people not lose rhythm, not skip a dance step is all you need to keep people happy. You got that one record banging and people are moving. The next thing you know, you mixing that next record that's like same tempo and it keeps them going. As long as you could do that all night, you're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Scratching, doing blends, all of that is bonuses and extra shit that's gonna take you to a different level. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you could do that bare minimum, you could go far. You know what I'm saying? And I see people that go far. I watch people on Twitch that's what they don't do anything technical. They don't do no scratching, they don't do no blends, they don't do nothing, but they know how to put two records together and make it work. You know what I'm saying? And could do that for hours. As long as you could do that for hours, you're gonna win. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna win.
I'm loving some of the comments in the chat, man. Like DJ Easy P, Foundations Matter, Mr. Drew UK. The scratching and the technical part of it is like extra seasoning. We don't eat just extra seasoning. Yep, that's just the little sprinkles on top.
That's it.
So I'm just going to play this as well.
Salt Bay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, just sprinkle a little salt on it. You know what I mean? That's it. Shit, you know
genre specific DJs when I first started. You were just a DJ. Your job was to play good music and get the dance floor packed. And then it morphed into categories of DJs. And I've never changed the way that I played. I was brought up putting, my shirt says musical gumbo. I was brought up to throw everything in the pot, and some stuff fits, some stuff don't, but you deliver it to people because I don't know anybody who listens to one style of music. So I try to tap into a little bit of everything. I just want people to dance. That's it.
So I noticed both of you guys fit into that category, man. You're both open format DJs.
Yes. I mean, for me, I love all genres. Like I said earlier, on certain nights I did all hip hop, or I tried doing the Latin thing. Sometimes doing it 100% going all in doesn't work. But as long as you mix that, like he said, mix it in a pot like a big pot of gumbo. You know what I'm saying? 5 different genres, because you figure when I was in the club DJing, I played hip hop, I played R&B, I played reggae, I played Latin, I played a little top 40. You know what I'm saying? So I was playing 5 different genres in a 4 to 5 hour span. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Sticking to just one genre, you're going to limit yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going to limit yourself. Yes, I was categorized probably as a hip hop DJ because that's what a lot of the clubs I was known for, but that wasn't all I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I could play house, I could play techno, I could play all of those genres if the vibe and the party matches what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? If I got people in front of me that ain't really gonna rock with techno or house or any of that, you know what I'm saying? Why would I play that? You feel what I'm saying? Why would I play that? You know, I don't want to lose the crowd. You know, I know how to play all genres.
So Mr. Drew UK has asked the question, can I ask how streaming on Twitch has changed your personal TV and radio consuming habits, or even maybe like your music taste? David.
This is an unusually sensible question from DJ Mr. Drew UK. I wasn't prepared for this, Drew. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much don't listen to radio anymore, is a short answer to that one. I think it's a Twitch thing, but also it's a cultural thing. It's a modern technology thing. You know, we all want things that are readily available. Most of the shows I watch, I either, you know, have recorded, be on, you know, the Q Box on Sky or Virgin and what have you, and find ways to watch things at my convenience. I do spend more time than I probably should on Twitch. But, you know, at the same time, it's a conscious decision. You know, I enjoy music. I enjoy it more now than I ever have. I enjoy the community and the chats, even if I'm not streaming. And I enjoy certain streamers, you know, especially my favorite streamers, especially my friends. And, you know, for me, if I had to choose Twitch, TV, or radio, I'd probably choose Twitch, even if I'm not streaming.
Hands down.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, I don't even know why I pay for Sirius XM in my car because, you know, I barely listen to that. You know what I mean? But I still keep it because sometimes I want to tap into a station because I still want to listen or keep up with music that I might not hear on Twitch. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, you know, like I love samples. So Scram Jones has a show on Shady 45 where he does the Scramble mix every Saturday. I used to love listening to that because he would take a whole artist album and play every last sample that was from that album. You know what I'm saying? So I like listening to stuff like that. You know what I mean? As far as regular radio goes, I do listen to, you know, I always talk about how I listen to easy listening music. I just listen, you know, I tune out sometimes from Twitch for a little bit. Not long though. Not long though, but you know what I'm saying? You know, I do get a moment where I won't be on Twitch. I do like to binge watch shows, you know, all the power shows, and right now I'm watching Ozark. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to catch up on that. You know what I'm saying? So I do binge watch shows when I'm not streaming. I stream a lot. So I spend 80 to 90 hours every month streaming. You know what I'm saying? So I need a little break. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You know,
It's healthy.
You know, I stream probably, like at least 20 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? Like tonight, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going back to watching TV for the rest of the night. I might jump on, if I see somebody that I really rock with, I'll pop in the stream just to say, hey, what's up? Go in alert mode, but I'm there. You know what I'm saying? They got the viewer and I'm earning my channel points while I'm watching my shows.
Kev, I'm not gonna lie, Kev. I thought you were gonna say as soon as this is done, I'm going live. So let's wrap.
I thought he was going to say that too.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought about that early. I was like, man, because when I first came to Twitch, Tuesdays, I loved streaming on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
but
that's my first day too.
Tuesday was my weakest night. So I had to make that decision. If I wanted to be partner, I had to cut out Tuesdays. I went from Tuesdays to Thursdays, and I noticed the difference instantly. You know what I'm saying? Then I eventually cut out Thursdays too. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are my only nights off. You know what I'm saying? If I find a healthy enough raid train that, I do I am old school every other month or so, something like that.
Who's in our stream right now?
Oh, he is? I ain't even looked down.
Yeah, I saw him pop up. I was like,
so I was out the I am old school. So matter of fact, I'm in his raid train next Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So I do raid trains like that with that 2-hour window. You know what I'm saying? I need that 2 hours, you know what I'm saying? Or I need that closing spot. So I could do 3 to 4 hours, you know what I'm saying? Because I like to stream for hours, you know what I'm saying? I could do 6 hours with like it's nothing. My party rockers, my dream team will tell you, those 2 hours go by so fast.
Yeah.
When I stream, it's like, holy shit, really? 2 hours already? So, you know what I mean? That's why I don't mind doing 4-6 hours. I just did 10 hours last Thursday. You know what I'm saying? So
but Kev,
it went by like it was nothing.
I got a proposition for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the people want to see DCD and Kev G on the raid, right? And I know we kind of we cross paths here and there. Yeah, Mondays are tricky. We both have our raid on Monday, and they're both dope raids. So I'm not here to promote back to back or Kev's raid. Either one you follow, you're gonna have a great time. But Kev, we need to make it happen. DCD, Kev G.
We can make it happen.
I owe you a raid, so I'll raid you.
We can make it happen. We can make it happen.
Which brings to mind the new plugin I think that OBS and Twitch have released. It's the guest starring one, right?
Yes, they did. They did.
So maybe you guys could.
I haven't checked it out yet. I gotta see it first before I could commit to something like that. I want to see how it works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And see what it's really about. Because they did try something before this thing. What was it called? Oh man, I can't remember because I talked about it when we was at TwitchCon. We were talking about it, and damn. But it was similar to this. That's what. But they got rid of that and brought this on.
So I had a quick look at it a couple of days ago, and it's a weird mix of StreamYard and OBS. So if you've had anything to do with StreamYard, it's almost very similar to that. So I'll probably have a little bit of a muck around. And DJ Diamond Lee, you're probably going to have a quick look at that with what you're doing in terms of your DJ face-offs that you've been hosting. Which is when I released the poster that was advertising this or promoting this stream here. That's what everyone thought was going to be happening. It was like a face-off between UK and the US, David C. Dennis versus Kev G. So my apologies, everyone. That was not my intention.
No, sorry to let you down, but me and Kev G, that's fam right here. So we united on this front.
Definitely.
So I noticed like during the beginning of Twitch, when during lockdown, you had incredible numbers of people coming through. Almost everyone was enjoying like a bumper crop of viewers, and stats were really, really high. But as kind of like months have gone on and things have gotten a lot like tighter in terms of numbers, and viewers have got a lot leaner. Have you guys had to adjust your approach to streaming in order to cater for those leaner viewing numbers, harder times statistically?
I keep it 100. It's gotten better for me. You know what I'm saying? It really has. I mean, because for the simple fact that, I go I circle the Twitch streets in other areas where a lot of streamers don't go. So I'm constantly growing, you know what I'm saying? So there's always new people in my stream. You know what I'm saying? You know, any given day you're going to see new faces. So, you know, when the world started opening back up, I got a little nervous, especially summertime. You know what I'm saying? Like 2000, you know, I hit partner it was 2021. So when summertime came, I was like, damn, I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But it's been an incline ever since then. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't, you know, the summer doesn't really matter. You know, if you got that loyal fan base, you know, a lot of people don't go outside. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I look at it. You got people that do. I feel like all the people that are running outside are people that never used to go outside, and they're just running outside because it's open. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit. You know what I mean? Calm your ass down. Stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? So like you were never outside anyway. Now all of a sudden you're outside. Go ahead. You know.
We were talking about the numbers.
You know, some streamers have adjusted.
All right, you know what? Are we ready for some real talk? Are we going unfiltered right now?
That's in the disclaimer.
Have another shot.
Okay.
Let me stop. I'm a bad influence. My bad. I'm a bad influence.
Kev, this is all your fault. Right?
Oh man, I'm about to get. I'm gonna get him drunk, and I'm not even drinking with him.
Oh no, I turned up drunk. Now we're getting lit.
Shouts out to Roz Brooklyn. That's one of my dream team right there. Shouts out to Roz.
Terry the Angel and Siempre Amor. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for coming through, both of you.
All right, so you know, let's just keep it real. There are less viewers. There are more streamers.
Yep.
Some DJs and streamers are using bots, so they're using assisted viewership to grow their channels. This hurts everyone. You know, and again, the culmination of that with, like Kev saying, people are outside now. And not only people are outside that were outside, there are people outside that were never outside. You know, so if you combine all of those into an algorithm, that's tough times. Like, you know, that's a complicated equation for anyone. You know, and I think in times like this, you know, the best thing you can do is stay true to yourself, keep doing what you're doing, and focus on you and those like you. You know, because the more I see it, you know, I'm seeing people going live and get to 50, 60, 70 viewers in 1 minute. You know, I'm seeing people, you know, trying to take shortcuts to where people like Kev, people like Prodigy, and people like yourself, Wicked, that have grinded to get into that position, grinded, blood, sweat, and tears, sleepless nights. You know, these 80 and Kev on the come up, probably like 120, 160 hour months, like crazy hours to position themselves to build them for success. And people want a cheat code, people want a shortcut. Oh yeah, you know, and these people don't deserve to make it. You know, and that's where, like, you know, I can't vibe with those people. And you know, it's not about calling names today, but you know, just pay attention and you'll know.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, I mean, to each his own, do what you want to do, keep it over there. And you could tell, you know, people have 100 people in the stream. It says 100, but the chat only has, I went into a stream and the chat, there was nobody, not even the mods were chatting. You know what I'm saying?
Kev, tell us who it was, Kev. Tell us who it was.
I honestly don't remember. You know what I'm saying? It was just literally like 2 days ago. But you know, like I said, I'm getting old. You know what I'm saying? But it was literally nobody chatting. I'm like, the person's talking to themselves, but the dashboard said over 100, and I'm like, damn. At least your mods or your pink diamonds could be there. They wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh man, this don't look good. But you know, to each his own. You know, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And I seen them. You know, my numbers go tend to certain days my numbers will grow fast as soon as I go live, because I really literally got people that rock with me like that, and they know my schedule. So it's like as soon as I go live, they're already in. You know, it's times I've, you know, a couple people that come to my stream before I even go live, they're already in my chat.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So when you're building a fan base and you got a community like that, they're going to be there for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, as long as you got more people in there that overshadows those fake bots, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, 100%. You know, I've had people even talk about it around in my presence, and I don't have those conversations. I don't want to talk to those kind of people.
Yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, if I don't make partner because I don't have an organic viewership that deserves it, that's fine. I'm gonna be comfortable with that.
No, that's it.
You know, that won't define me. You know, and I think the problem is some people believe it will define them, so they're gonna do anything they need to do to achieve that particular goal. But how good could you feel if you cheated or took a shortcut to achieve a goal? So many people have been grinding to achieve.
You know, so
I would take no satisfaction.
You know, that goes to another subject, you know, and this is, you know, I know you're probably ready to ask new questions, but you know, you got the streamers that beg for raids, right? That are pushing for partner and they beg for raids 24/7. They're like, yo, can you raid me? Can you raid me? Because they're pushing for partner. Then as soon as they get partner, the truth comes out. They're back down to their 30, 40 people. And what the hell happened? You know what I'm saying? You got what you wanted, but you're back down to 30, 40. The whole purpose of Twitch giving you partners is to average 75 people. And you can't even do that on your own, but yet you done got that purple check because you begged for raids. But that's that's a whole nother subject.
Yes, that's a great point, Kev. You know what? This is why we got a pyro here. We're not playing around today, and it's true. So it's like, what did you achieve? Getting a purple tick and having like an ego boost. That's not what partner's really about.
Exactly.
You know? And if you can't sustain that, and I could say names. I'm not gonna. Yet.
We all could say names.
Yeah. A couple more shots. You never know. We'll raid out, right?
Right. Hit that raid button.
hit the button, right?
Oh man.
But you know, I've seen people make partner, and then the next week they got like 12 people there. So it's like, come on, bro. Like, this is not the whole point of it, you know. And that's why you got someone like Kev who's grinding and has a sustainable product, personality, proposition. You know, I think they're three of the things that people are looking for. And it needs to be legit, it needs to be genuine, and it needs to be sustainable. You know, and Kevin made a great point. I've been to certain chats, you know, and I've seen tumbleweed. Right? And this DJ saying they've got 100, 200 people in the room. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I'm not even sure they were there. Right? It might have been a mix CD. It might have been some kind of like bot DJ. You know, so
bot DJ.
Yeah, I am not buying it. All right, so I'm telling you now, it's fine if you can't make partner. Have fun, do your thing, be the best you can be. But don't you know?
Don't. And then I go to these streams. And there's like 7 people in the chat, and the chat is like scrolling like crazy because they're like talking and having fun. And then you go to these other streams and there's like 182, you know, how many? How many? And it's like exactly what you said, tumbleweed. You know, you can hear the pin drop in the chat.
Well, I just want to say, like, for all the DJs that's out there that's on Twitch or thinking about going into Twitch, you two just laid out the format from 2 different extremes and sound like you're both extremely successful in it. I mean, this most informative I've heard in a long time, and real, like Dave said about Kev, is real, is 100, it's pure, and it's laid out there for y'all to see the like I said, 2 different extremes and 100% raw, because it's a lot of fakeness out there, fake book, like you said.
Exactly.
There's a lot of fake witch out there too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm liking about our guest today is that when I get guests right, there's a bit of ducking and diving and a bit of political, not wanting to like call it how it is. But today we're not getting that, so I appreciate both you guys.
You're not gonna. You're never gonna get that with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't bite my tongue. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 100. You know what I'm saying?
You got the right combo today.
Definitely.
So Lydia G, let's go to the spicy question section.
Spicy stuff. No.
You know what?
Well, you could give all that shit to Dave. Give all that stuff to Dave.
Hey, unfortunately, Kev, it kind of falls on us over here in the U.S.
Yep.
I just need Dave to kind of,
elaborate on
Stu, give him a bit more time. Let him finish that bottle first. And then
this one's finished. We can move on to tequila.
When Wicked sent me the question, and I read it over, and I thought about it myself. So I'm gonna state it how it is in here right now. So everybody knows what happened.
Kev first. Kev's taking it first.
All right.
So everybody knows what happened with Takeoff. And also, it's kind of, it's almost like a theme in the last few months, last couple of years.
Couple of years. Yeah.
We're having this thing where, for whatever reason, we're losing some pioneers or people that have bright futures to silly violence, right? And I thought about it. My first reaction, because we're all of a particular age, I thought it was, my first thing that came to mind was it's this new generation, right? Then I thought about Scott LaRock and Jam Master Jay.
Yeah.
It's been happening for a minute.
It has.
Yeah.
So the initial question was, what's going on in the industry? But then I tried to, think about it. Maybe it's just a continuation. What's your thought?
Yeah, I can't really say, because everybody wants to throw conspiracy theories out there about record labels doing this and doing that. I don't think I'm not into conspiracy theories. But it is a continuation. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a continuation because it's been happening. And it's probably going to continue to happen. You know what I'm saying? It started with Scott LaRock, Jam Master Jay. We've lost so many rappers to violence. Big L, Biggie, Tupac. You know what I'm saying? All to the hands of another person pulling a trigger. You know what I'm saying? We just lost. Who did we lose before Takeoff? PNB Rock.
Yep.
We just lost PNB Rock. You know what I'm saying? Just a couple months ago. So why is it happening? I feel that, and it's crazy. I think me being 45, the cats in the 80s and 90s, I feel like this new generation is a little bit more flamboyant. You know what I'm saying? Showing off their money and shit like that way more than we did back then. You know what I'm saying? We bought, you know what I'm saying? Rap, not we, because I was never in the jewelry, but like rap was always been in the jewelry. But they're taking it to the extreme now. You know what I'm saying? Where you'll see, I seen a video with Offset was counting like $200,000 in his man pouch. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why do you want to show that to the world? There's stick-up kids out there everywhere, you know what I'm saying, that are hungry. We were never like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel we were never like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in the 80s, we did lost Scott LaRock. I think it's just happening a lot more now than it happened back then. And I feel like it has I don't know. they're misguided or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
I don't understand what it is. They just want to show off. They want to show off what they got.
Right.
Like, wow.
You just all right. So I'm from Long Island, so you know we come from same thing. We neither one of us can claim New York, but we like right outside. Even though I'm from Long Island, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think this new generation really respects the stick up kid like we did.
Exactly. You
Because
feel me?
it's not as prevalent.
Yeah.
You know, kids was a real thing back then.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You can have $59 sneakers on, and there's a dude who can't afford nothing but some skips, and he gonna take your shoes. You know, they don't have $300 Jordans. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't think they respect that aspect of the game. Let's put it that way.
You know, stick up kids back then was real stick up kids. Like they would kidnap you, rob you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's like people are killing each other and they're not even robbing them. Nope. You know what I'm saying? They're just shooting them. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything Kev's saying. All I would say, I mean, in the UK, it's not that prevalent. So just to comment on, I guess, the US situation, I think the game is the game, right? Like, you know, and I think the difference is, you know, the game don't change, just the players. And I think where back in the day, let's say, I think people were a bit more savvy, a bit more educated in the streets and what to do and not to do, you know. And it didn't mean, you know, bad things didn't happen to good people, but it was less common. You know, I think the problem now is that, you know, there are people that are naive, you know, and you know, they look at the world through a different lens, and it's not the world we live in. And I think the let's say the music game, the hip hop game, or whatever you want to call it, is a microcosm for the world at large. And the reality is, you know, that's just a small representation of what's actually happening out there. You know, people flexing. You want to flex, like even in the UK, if you flex a Rolex in London, right? If you flex a Rolex on Snapchat, you're probably getting robbed that day. Like that's London. And I'm telling you, any part, if you do that in real time, not after the fact, you're probably going home without that. You know, we've got artists literally. I'm going to say names.
That's how it was. That's how it was back in the day.
Like, I'm in Dubai. We've robbed this guy of his AP. And then the next day they're showing a video of this guy. Right? It's just like, you know, the world is more aggressive now. It's a different game. You know, and people haven't adjusted to it.
And so to touch back on the takeoff situation, like I'm watching I've seen all the videos that they've showed on the thing. You know, they saying it was an argument before, but I've been in situations where shit was a lot worse before a shooting than what we seen. I'm like, what kind of argument was that? Because that wasn't really no argument. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he gets popped. You know what I'm saying? Right. I've literally had worse arguments in situations like that, and nobody got shot. So what was really the motive behind this shooting? You know what I'm
premeditated?
It could be, you know, and that's the thing. Like, having a name is a good thing until it's not, right?
Yeah.
So there could have been someone in that room that's like, you know what, I'm gonna make a move on this guy today. Maybe they didn't have in his head, we're gonna kill this guy. Yeah. But you know, like again, we're talking about London, because I don't think London's as dangerous as the US, just to be clear, because over here it's more about knives than about guns. So you're more likely to get hurt than to get killed in a situation.
Yep.
But you know, at the same time, you know, when a lot of artists come over to London, they get robbed, and they don't get robbed in the US. You know, and again, I think that's just you kind of what is allowed to happen will happen. So you know, again, the rules are different, and people are flexing, and someone wants to take that name, you know, be it London or New York or wherever it is, or Houston in this case. You know, if you got a reputation, if you've got some value on you, someone might want to take that. So that's the world we live in, unfortunately.
I have seen videos of that, man, where you know, people become it's a badge of honor to take out a celebrity. So
Guru
shame.
says, let's get a
Shame.
rest.
Big
So
facts.
I want to switch up to something a little bit lighter.
Yes.
You gentlemen,
That was rough.
you still involved with IRLs?
I'm not.
Yep.
I my price, yesterday's price is not today's price. That's my motto right there. And my value is way higher now over the past 2 years. You know what? And it's not cocky. It's not being cocky. It's the fact that
I
Real
believe
talk.
you.
Real talk.
Yeah,
no,
we
this is
believe
real
you.
talk. This is real talk. So right, why do I want to go backwards, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say I'm gonna use Connecticut as an example. Why do I want to go back DJing for the same mofos I'm gonna see at the gas station or at the grocery store when I could be on Twitch and I got Germany, I got Australia, I got Canada, I got LA, I got Chicago, I got all these different people coming in to check on me. Why the hell do I want to go back outside to that? And they're not paying.
DJ Manchu, world DMC competitor, was my guest last week. Same train of
You know
thought.
what I'm saying?
He's happy to stay at home and get paid without having to put up with this.
Stream-
One sec. One
Yeah.
sec.
Oh, here we go.
So that was DJ Craze, and he's doing a festival in New Zealand.
First of all, get out my face without a mask on. You know what I'm saying? Don't come. Yeah, I still want my 6 feet. I still want my 6 feet. Get the back up.
Wow.
Back up, lady. You know what I'm
So
saying? Don't be spitting your drunk ass all up in my
Oh my
face.
God,
Nah, I'm
So
good.
everyone in the chat, what song did she ask for?
You know what I'm saying? Wrong
At a
answers only.
festival.
What song did she ask for? Wrong answers only.
Macarena.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
think even her request would have been a wrong answer, bro.
Nah,
Do you have any Bakata?
I'm not.
Bad Bunny.
I'm not going. I'm not going
Bad
back.
Bunny. Not Bad
I'm not-
Bunny.
I am not going back to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I've always
You
wanted
talking-
to, and I talked about this last week on on another interview. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to be in a tourist location. That's why my goal is Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Because you got so many walks of life coming to Vegas. You feel me? It's just like Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So for me to go back outside to DJ these little local bars and shit like that, it's not worth my life. You know what I'm saying? Risking my life. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there and done that. You know what I'm saying? The last club that I DJ'd at the night I retired, somebody got shot in the face. So why do I want to go back outside, risking my life for that? When I could stream for y'all, everybody else, safely.
I hear that, Kev.
You know
I
what
just
I'm
want to
saying?
comment on two of the most subtle flexes ever Kev just mentioned, which is his interview last week. So, this is a guy on a level, he gets interviewed weekly, right? So I just want to put that out there. Yeah. And if any of y'all looking to book Kev G soon, the price has gone up significantly.
price has went up.
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna need some quotes, some
Shit.
bits. All right. Don't think you're just gonna book Kev. That ain't gonna happen.
I took a number to get Kev on our show, by the way, guys.
Yeah. I'm not getting paid today. I want to say Kev has been paid about 10K.
No. I'm here because I love this shit, man.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
And this is what I love about you, man. I can see the hunger and the passion for Twitch streaming. Clear as day.
I have that hunger for DJing, period. You know what I'm saying? So if the opportunity does come for me to go back outside, it's going to be the same damn thing. I'm going to give them the same drive, the same hustle, everything. You know what I'm saying? That's what I put. I've been DJing 25 years and I've always gave that kind of hustle. You know what I'm saying? So
Do you find your circle of people that you associate with changes as soon as you develop like a goal in your head? Okay, I'm going to do this, and then you have like determination. Because I noticed in my circles they change, man. I couldn't hang around the same people that I was hanging around with when I was just doing nothing. As soon as I got it in my head, I wanted to do something. My circle changed.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, man. I changed up circles so much growing, over the years. And that's just the way for me, that's just the way I like to move. You know what I'm saying? Let's change it up. Let's change it up. I don't want, you might have your core couple of friends that you've been around all your life. That's cool. But if you got a big circle, I don't know, man. Because everybody, and the ones that be in those circle are the ones that bring that drama. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they've been around for years. You know what I'm saying? So you got to watch your circle. Keep your circle small. You know what I'm saying? Keep your immediate circle small. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can have a big community, like on Twitch, you can have a big community, but keep your immediate circle and your personal shit to a minimum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. David, words of advice if you get a goal and you want to go somewhere and elevate your life and achieve.
I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is to stay true to yourself, right? All of the DJs that I knew before Twitch aren't streaming anymore, right? So they pulled me in, they got me hooked, and they bounced. They didn't just bounce from streaming, they bounced from me, my streams, and everything in between. So, I was at a crossroads early, pretty much as soon as I jumped on, and I don't blame them for that. I'm kind of glad, I think sometimes when you're backed into a corner, you find out what you really want, you find out who you really are, and I was like, okay, I'm going to keep it moving. I really like this platform, this opportunity. I'm starting to build a community, and I remember my first raid train, I averaged over 75,
Wow.
Not my first stream, I want to say, there was no one there, but yeah, I mean, it was like, there were 4 of us, but
you said 4 of us.
Yeah, I mean, when I it was a Tuesday, kid. That's how I was noted. Yeah, these damn Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesday. That was my first stream was on a Tuesday. My first stream. Fucking
word of advice, people, Tuesdays.
Tuesdays, man.
This Tuesday is a problem, right? Yeah, but I remember it was called House and G Tuesdays, and it was a nice raid train, but the numbers weren't particularly big. And I came in and I remember because I'd been watching the raid train all year. I just wasn't streaming. And the first one I was on was the highest numbers I'd ever seen on the raid. And that's the moment I knew, there's something here. I've got something here.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily think I was better than any DJ that was on the raid. But it made me look at, okay, what can I improve? What did I do well? What's going on here? And I think, like we talked about earlier, being true to yourself, being open, being honest, playing good music and playing it well, and like Kev mentioned earlier, yeah, it's great. If you've got the skills, you've got the scratch and you've got the blends, do it. People want to hear that if you do it well. If you don't do it well, just don't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
and it's fine. No, I think there's a strength in knowing your limits.
Yeah.
And I actually think that's a big separator between me and a lot of other streamers that I see that go over the line of where their technical ability should allow them to go.
Yeah.
And I think that's, self-awareness is important. And, I know my level, but I also know when I'm pushing myself beyond that. And sometimes it's okay to be honest with your chat, right? I've not done this blend before. Okay, this is new to me. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
And grow with them, learn with them, go on that journey with your community, on the flip side, of course, kind of practice offline and come on strong and just blow them away. So I think, we're always somewhere between those two positions where we've got it locked in or we're trying to evolve and build something. And not everyone's ready to go with you on that journey, and that's fine. As long as you're ready, and those that are going to be with you and there at the end of that journey are those that should be there.
We are nearing the end. Lydio, any questions?
Yeah, not any major questions, but just listening to you guys. I just want to say to the other fellow Twitchers out there, please don't make envy one of your things either, because I'm real.
There's a lot of envy in Twitch, to be honest, man.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta humble yourself, and you're looking at two guys who are working hard, and one who has achieved, you know, major things, and another one who is just content with what he's doing and is steadily growing. I think those are two great attributes about both y'all that all of us in this thing need to take heed and follow. I mean, like I said earlier, y'all are two perfect examples. I'm ecstatic that you two were put together to do this interview, because I mean, you have the perfect combination of what it's going to take for anybody who's in this game, myself included, to build their communities. And you know, yeah, big ups, y'all.
Man, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Definitely thank you for having me, Wicked. Definitely.
Yeah. Any specific immediate goals in mind for the future, gentlemen? Kev?
I'm just want to keep growing. You know, we're like I said, we're on the road to 14K, you know, so those little goals, they're big to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to keep growing. So 14, 15,000, you know, I know streamers and I rock with streamers that got 40, 50, 100,000 followers. So I look at it like I could have that too. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that you can't have out here. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want, you just got to go for it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to continue to grow, and you know, I do have good numbers, but I still want to grow. I want to keep, you know, there's no limit to how big a person can. No one could ever be too big. You know what I'm saying?
And there are whispers of new platforms appearing on the horizons.
Yeah, but you know, it's going to take a lot to shut down what we got over here. You know what I'm saying? You know, it would take a lot, because
I know Twitch.
First of all, the gamers aren't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? If anybody jumps ship, it'll be a few DJs or whatever chasing. You know what I'm saying? But these gamers aren't going nowhere. This is their platform. So this platform isn't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So somebody might try to make a new platform. So, you know, the music side of things might be a little bit better, but is it really going to work? You know what I'm saying? Because I look at Twitch as being, you know, just like if you look at Instagram. What platform has come out since Instagram to knock Instagram off the pedestal? Nobody, right? No, you know what I'm saying? Facebook. Nobody has knocked Facebook off the pedestal. You know what I'm saying?
We have any graphic artists in the chat, man? Can you guys please make a logo for that?
Facebook, right?
Facebook.
And then,
we're gonna finish the Appleton Estate rum on
down the hatch, bottoms up.
Just for that.
Everyone in the chat,
throw it back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just want to keep growing. Bottom line, I'm never gonna stop the grind and never stop the hustle. So, you know, I just want to keep growing, and hopefully I make it to Vegas one day, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the ultimate goal right there. You know. Not just I go out there about 3 times. I try to go up there multiple times a year. So hopefully one of these times it'll be out there to work too. You know what I mean? But,
David, you were so close to.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've been pretty close to Partner in recent months. It is something I would like to achieve. It is a goal of mine, but it's definitely not something I'm obsessed with or that will, you know, define me. You know, I've seen people on that journey, and it changes them, it destroys them, and that will never be me. You know, and I don't mean so much those that get there. That does happen sometimes. I mean those that are so close and miss. You know, and you see it change them as a person, as a DJ, as a streamer. So for me, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep growing. You know, we just passed 3,000 followers, not quite Kev G levels, but you know, considering you know, I kind of missed that whole first year wave, you know, after the pandemic.
Yeah, I did too. Both Lydia and I did, yeah.
And kind of jumped on. So I thought, you know, I'm behind the curve in that sense. But I'm going to keep streaming, keep having fun, and keep growing. I appreciate my community, you know, many of them in the chat now, and I see a lot of Kev's people in there as well. Of course, my team DCD, and my DJs United family, you know. And we're going to keep growing. I want to give a special mention to Diamond Lee, the captain, always supporting.
Salute Diamond Lee.
You know, I think he's a silent hero on these Twitch streets. He deserves a lot more.
Absolutely.
Support. So if you guys can't follow him, please hit him with a follow. And not to mention my guys, of course, Prodigy, OE, and Easy P. If you could give them a follow, that would be amazing, because they're close. You know, they're pushing and they're up there. You know, and if I don't make partner, I'll be fine. I'll be happy. I'll still be streaming, and I'll still be having a damn good time. And Joy Lex, Olga, I see you. Thank you so much. And my DJs United crew. And we'll see what happens. But you know, I think the most important thing is support the streamers that you want to support, you know, that deserve your support. People like Kev G, people like Prodigy, people like OE, people like Easy P. And if you feel I fit into that category, people like me. But if not, that's totally fine. Find a streamer that suits you, suits your style, suits your genres, and suits your personality, and follow them and support them if you can. And support is not just about bits and subs. Sometimes opening a tab on your laptop, giving an alert, saying hello. You know, they took hosting away. It is what it is. But you know, just doing whatever sharing on Instagram. You know, commenting on a post, liking a post. Support comes in many forms, and it's not always financial or often financial. It's with your effort, and that effort can come in any form. So, you know, I'm really grateful for those that support me and Kev and Wicked and all of us. So thank you so much.
Definitely.
Miss Tori talked about time being, you know, like an amazing way to you know, share the love, you know, giving up your time, whether it be coming to your stream, you know, all sorts of ways. So you were going to say something, Kev? Sorry.
Yeah. I Am Old School had a question up there. I was going to try to answer that.
Yeah, please.
What it was.
Yeah.
What was it? Can you? What was the question?
I'll have a look for it again. It was.
It's basically just asking what has changed since you became
partner. I became partner. Okay, so you know, I mean, that purple check is a status thing. It's a status symbol. You know what I'm saying? It puts you in a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's like any job. You know what I'm saying? You start off here. You might be the fry cook one day, but then you done moved up the chain. You know what I'm saying? So it's a status thing. What did it give me? Some extra emotes slots. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I went to TwitchCon just in October, and they do treat partners a little bit, you know, they do give you a little bit more special treatment, you know what I'm saying, because you are a Twitch partner. But they gave everybody love, whether it was regular streamers, whether it was viewers. Twitch really rolled out the red carpet for this event, and I really truly hope more people go to these events every year, especially since the world is opened up again. But yeah, you know, it just they do make you feel better, you know what I'm saying, because you reach that goal, you know what I'm saying. So it's like any job, you know, you got promoted. You look at it as a promotion, you know what I'm saying. That's what it is.
Kev ain't promoted. Kev's a boss. You know what I
mean? You know, you want to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if partner isn't your thing, you know what I'm saying, then don't even talk about it. Just do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I never talked about it. You know what I'm saying? The only people that knew I wanted partner was a couple of my mods. They were the only ones. I never talked about it on stream. There was never a push for partner. You know what I'm saying? It just happened. I made it happen. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes. I never titled my stream Push for Partner. I never did anything like that. Never talked about it in the stream. Anytime somebody came in my stream and they seen me with over 100 people in there, they're like, oh, you must be about to unlock. I'd be like, yo, chill. We don't even talk about that. We don't even know because I didn't want to jinx it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like we don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That's another conversation. You know what I'm saying? It was genuine. You know what I'm saying? As far in my eyes, it was a genuine move. Something, it was a goal that I wanted, and we accomplished that. You know what I'm saying? You know?
David, any last words before we raid out?
No, final words. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Salute to both of you, and of course to Kev G, someone I have a lot of respect for, someone whose stream I really enjoy. I want to remind everyone in the chat, I am from the UK. When was the last time you saw a UK partner? And your answer is going to be not this year, and it's November, right? The reason you haven't seen a UK partner is because it's tough over here. You know, on my first round of application, my average was over 100. And all of my stats were through the roof, and I failed on that first attempt. I haven't applied again. I hope to one day. I won't rush it. I've seen people that keep applying. I'm like, just chill, bro. But you know, and a lot of your favorite streamers didn't get through in their first attempt. So you know, I'm hoping to build up again and have a second run. But it's hard in the UK, harder statistically than anywhere else at the moment. So if you can support, even if it's opening a tab or giving a view, I would appreciate it. If bits and subs, all that's a bonus. If you can't do that, that's not a problem. But your view makes a difference, and we appreciate it.
You know, everybody's not going to get it on the first try. I didn't get it on the first try. I applied 3 times. I got denied twice, but you know what I'm saying? But I got it on the third try. You know what I'm saying? It was a blessing, and it was like it was meant to happen on my anniversary. It was actually my DJ anniversary that I got partner. So it was meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? On that day.
What date was that?
May 25th. May 25th.
Because
like I told you, like I said in the early, you know, my first gig was that Memorial Day cookout. You know what I'm saying? It was May 25th. So I got it on May 25th. So, you know what I mean? But, you know, if you want it, Dave, man, let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got my support. And I know it's some other streamers out there that will support you and get you there. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Last words, Lydia.
No, just this again, man. Just thank you guys so much. It's been very, very informative, man. Yeah,
very informative. Yeah.
Thank y'all for having me, man.
Thank you.
We're going to be rating out to DJ Last Boy Scout. Number one of my day oneers. There was myself, Lydia G, and Last Boy Scout. We started around the same time. So we'll be rating out to him. Thank you so much to our guests. And I'm going to quickly go through the chat and shout out Davina S, Terry the Angel, Joylex 75, Jules 44, Brown Eyes 1030. Of course, DJ Prodigy. Good to see you. Olga, yo, thank you so much for coming through. And of course, Charmaine the Villain, best smile on Twitch. Shout out to all of you guys. Love you guys.
Man.
Take care.
Salute to y'all. Thank y'all so much, man. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to binge watch some TV.
Let's do it.
Yes,
big fan, love.
All right, y'all.
Dope. That was dope. I mean,
that was dope.